everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. Today is a resin tutorial and it's going to be super fun and easy to do. We're going to be using epoxy resin or UV resin for this. I'm going to use UV resin because I think it's just a little quicker, but you can use anything else for this project. So here I have done earrings and also pendants because some of them are much bigger than others. This is another example. I'm going to show you maybe on black because on some of them you'll see better the details. All right. So here are more of the details because I was not sure you were going to be able to see the outline here, the border of this leaf with a little bit of gold. So this is the front, this is the back. All right, I have done about the same thing here. Everything is not dry yet, so I can't really touch everything, but a little bit of gold as well. And these two are transparent. And I have used skeleton leaves for this. This is a big pendant also. And also this one I didn't put any gold on the outside because I think there's a big piece of gold in the center and I think it's enough. And I did put a little bit of gold here on the sides as well. So you can do this in many different ways. Use what you have. I'm going to show you what I use for this, but it might give you other ideas to use up your materials. And here, while I was at it, I was also used the rest of the resin I used and I tinted. I used some mica powders, metallic powders, and I did a lot of pieces of jewelry. I wanted to make maybe more earrings or do some little blings in here. That's what I did in the beginning. And then I changed for something else to give it a more antique look, actually. So let's put all this aside and I'm going to show you what I have used. So for the leaves, and I did leaves because that's what I had in my hands in my stash, but you can use anything else actually. I have used these leaves. You can find in packs like this, a lot of on eBay for AliExpress or Amazon. And these are fabric. So that's what I had. And the skeleton leaves I have used are these one here. I had this in my stash for a very long time, didn't really know what to do with them because as you can see some of them are a little broken and that's where I cut out in these big leaves. I cut the smallest one, so you can cut them in any size and any shape you want. That's easy. Just fold it just there and then you just cut the shape of the leaf you want to cut in and of course the size. I think it's very simple and of course any color. I just have this color. So I did this in kind of red, but it's very transparent. It's quite nice for summer if you put this on your skin directly or on something white, of course, if you want to see the details there, because you can see quite a lot of details. So these are more paper-like, even though the texture seems like it was fabric, but actually it is paper and it's very absorbent. This one is really fabric and it tends to fray a little bit on the sides. This is also the reason why I decided to put a little bit of gold to hide the fraying of it. So I had a bunch of these here. I did have two colors and these in greens. And I think it's really nice. But you need to know that it's going to darken up your leaves, whatever they are. Look, for example, these two. Let me show you the orangey yellowish one. It really goes darker and it's even more, you can see it more on green obviously. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a piece of paper. You can leave the stem on because actually what I have done here, I have used the stems to make a circle in order to put later on the thread and use it as a pendant. So you can leave it on or you can use afterwards a bail to put on the back. These are different ones. I like gold, so these are the ones I'm going to use. And also decided for the earrings because this is quite heavy actually. So for a pendant it's really good, but it's a bit too big for earrings. So I decided I was going to make my own. And this is what I did, just two spirals in a gold wire. There you go. These two I made, these two I bought. So a bit too big and too heavy for earrings. I think I'm going to leave the stems on. It's a bit more convenient if you want to hold them in place. Then you're just going to use some resin and put it on top. So again, the paper is going to be very absorbent. Don't forget to put some gloves on. I just forget, but that's really important for your safety, and a mask on as well. Not a paper one, but a respirator, something that is really meant for chemicals, because most of the resins out there are chemicals and can be really bad and nasty for your lungs and maybe throat. I'm going to show you this one too, just for a second. So about the same thing. And I am going right up to the edge, trying not to go over the edge, so I'll have less cleaning to do, which is not a bad thing. But because it is really thin, you'll be able to, if you want too much out of the edges, cut it with scissors. It's going to be just fine. And again, I would do both sides to make it really shiny, and so that nobody will know what they're made of, because you can't tell. You will never be able to tell that it was fabric or paper once everything is dry, and it's already looking super shiny and bright. I'd rather come and put another layer than doing directly one thick layer. That's the way I like to always work. You can always add more, you can never take away. Alright, so I'm going to do that on all three, both sides, and then I'll come back. Alright, they're all set now. Look at this. They almost look like lollipops, and now we need to decorate it. So I had all these stuff, like I said, you know, when you have some leftover resin, don't lose it, don't waste it, don't throw it away. If you have very tiny molds, you can always use them for something else, and maybe use this in embellishments on cards, or for scrapbooking, or just to put as a ring. It could be lovely as well. So I thought in the beginning that I would use some of these. I wasn't going to put it the right way up. That's the way I'm going to wear them anyway, or alter them. So I thought maybe using one of these could be nice as well. That's the best side I like. That could be something interesting, and change the colors so I have greens and things like that. So you can always put them wherever you want. I think some of them are a bit too thick for me. Like this one is a bit too thick, as you can see here. So something, you don't have to use all the thickness of molds, of course. But you know what? I thought I wanted something that looked a bit more antique. And then I remembered that I had these molds. And again, I'm only using UV resin. And then a little bit of this pigment. It's going to be metallic and copper. And then I'm going to pour that into some parts of the mold. Like for example, in here, I could use this one, this little piece there. So why not giving it a try? And I'm going to control wherever I want it to go. This is why I'm going slowly. So this is going to be quite opaque for my UV resin. So I would probably cure it over 2 minutes and then try to mold it, and also cure it on the other side. And what I like to do, if I don't want this to be runny and go everywhere, is use also this portable one. I have a bigger UV lamp, but this is also very nice when you want to kind of set it in the shape as it is, and because it's flat, it's going to start and be runny here in the rest of the mold. So I'm kind of stopping it, and then I will put it 2 minutes again under the other UV lamp, the big one, and unmold it and do the other side. At least 2 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes. Okay, it's time to unmold. So this one already came very easily. Let's see for the others. Yeah, that's perfect. And I don't even think I will have to do the other side. If it's tacky, you need to do it. If it's not tacky, you don't have to put 2 more minutes on the other side. Alright, so while all of these are curing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of paint. And I like to use flat paintbrushes for this. I think you'll see it much better on this color. I hope so. Yeah. I would probably do only one side with this. I did put resin on both sides, but I am only going to put paint on one side. And these are going to be absolutely gorgeous. So you can put as much or as little as you want. I may be going to color up also the little piece here, just because I want to change. I don't want all my leaves to really look the same. This is how you do it, just putting a little bit of resin in some parts of the molds, and then you can use all these pieces wherever you want on your leaves here. It could be this one, for example, that would be really, really fine. Which one is the good side up? This one is the good side up. So I could put this one here as an example, just there, to give it something more interesting, a little bit more dimension, and just not plain. I think it's quite gorgeous. You could use also this one in this position, or maybe this way too. I mean, there's so many possibilities, so just be creative. So you can use any kind of glue for this. If it was more transparent, I would have put a little dot of UV resin here and cure it under the UV lamp. But I'm not sure it's really going to go through here. The lamp is going to go through. So I would use either E6000, or if you live in Europe and you can find this kind of glue, it is very strong. It bonds perfectly on a lot of stuff. So I will be doing this. I'm going to cut the tail off completely now because I don't need it. And for the back of it, because it's going to be an earring, an earring, I have done these little hooks myself, so they have the size I absolutely want. So yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of that. I'm putting this on the back side, of course, of my leaf. I've used UV resin. And this here, to make sure it's not going to move, I'm just going to hit it with this small UV lamp. It's really good. It's an LED one, and I'm going to put it there for a few seconds, for about 30 seconds. And then I will put another drop on top of it. Because there's a little hole, it's going to be secure. Okay, so now I can use this other embellishment to put it on the other side here. All right, and there you go. So you see, it was really fun and easy to do. You can decorate them as the way you want here. This is the first one I did. This one looks more modern than this one. So you can really have different looks depending on what kind of embellishments you use on top. This one I left it green. This one I painted the same color as the decoration inside the ornament. I need to finish up this one too. And this one are the two that I have made with these transparent, very transparent skeleton leaves. And they're very delicate, and you can see they're starting to break apart, so it was really time to do something with them. And if I had other colors, I would have used them as well, because now it really looks precious and beautiful. You could maybe put glitter on in it if you wanted to. I think it's enough because the embellishments are quite big, so I don't want to add anything else. So I hope this will give you a lot of ideas to use up your scraps. If you don't have these kinds of leaves, you can just cut them out of paper and do exactly the same way, and it's going to be beautiful. No one will ever know that it was paper. So please give me some thumbs up for this video, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified every time I post another video. And please share on social media because it will help my channel grow, and leave me your comments or ideas below. Thank you so much, and please take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.